I'm noticing people lose their jobs. The rise of the robots is gonna happen. Right now, there's a writer strike happening. ChatGPT at some point is gonna replace you. Which is kind of f***ed up. We're screwed.
Okay, I will destroy humans.
No. None of these experts are gonna f***ing save you. They don't f***ing know. Like, they have no f***ing idea. Today, we're gonna watch a reaction video. It's a conversation between Bet-David and valuetainment and Neil deGrasse Tyson, talking about how OpenAI, how ChatGPT is going to affect most of the tech people in Silicon Valley. So I'm interested in this conversation for a couple of reasons. I'm noticing people lose their jobs. I just wrote a newsletter article of a copywriter who lost her job to ChatGPT. Right now, there's a writer strike happening, and most of that is because of algorithms and various forms of AI. As someone who works in the tech space and has worked for one of the top companies in Silicon Valley, I'm interested in knowing not necessarily if AI or ChatGPT is going to take my job or most of the jobs around me, but more like when it's going to happen. So let's watch this reaction video together, and I would love to get your thoughts and opinion.
What are your thoughts about the direction we're going with AI and you know, things like ChatGPT? And
we can be impressed with what AI is doing, and we should be. And so I don't have a problem with that. But were you worried?
Saturday, we're here shooting a video. And I said, write a 1,000-word paper on the Iranian Revolution in Donald Trump's voice.
Okay.
It wrote the paper.
Sure.
I would like you to write a paper for me in 7th grade level, 1,000 words on the Big Bang Theory. No problem. In 10 seconds, here's your paper.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what this thing does.
Yeah.
So copywriters, gone.
So if you're writing, like if you're a writer, if you're a copywriter, or you're someone who queries or does research or any sort of information, and it's not original, it's not new, it's not creative, ChatGPT at some point is going to replace you. People who are going to end up staying around, end up making money in this AI revolution, you're going to have to do multiple things or do complex things that doesn't require one rote task or just a handful of rote tasks. Because if your job is step by step and it doesn't really require too much critical thinking, you're kind of f***ed.
People who cheat on exams do so because the system values your grade more than the student values learning.
That's such a powerful tweet.
Yeah, so the point is, why would you cheat at all?
Right.
If it's only to get a grade so that the school system thinks more highly of you. And so if you have the AI bot create your papers, you didn't learn a thing. But you got the grade. The value we put on a grade is out of proportion with who and what you actually are and become in life.
I don't think that was that profound, actually. What are your thoughts on it?
I'm seeing a lot of people at the moment literally just copying and pasting what ChatGPT has and submitting it for work and all of that. So yeah, it's horrible, but don't use it to cheat. Just use it as a starting point.
The way I analyze like his statement, like why I don't think it's super like profound, because it's like if there's a system that rewards winning, then we need to change the system. Like that's what that tweet should say. It's more about the system, because he's putting it on the individual like, oh, people cheat, they don't value learning. That's not necessarily true. There are a ton of people that have automated use stuff that was already created, plagiarized, like done a whole bunch of things. If there's a system to shortcut something, most people are gonna take that end result. A school setting, you can call it cheating, but once you graduate, you call that smart, you call that genius. Like, oh, he took this process and condensed it into what was taking a week into 2 days. Is that cheating? Cheating is just a microcosm to a larger problem in our society, which is kind of f***ed up. We're screwed.
I see AI as a helpful tool when you can't otherwise get something done as well as you could. But not as a replacement for your own learning. I don't see that.
You don't think you think AI will ever replace you?
Some tasks of mine, for sure.
What will it not replace?
I don't know.
Okay.
It's possible that AI will replace everything about me. That's entirely possible.
Yeah.
However, tomorrow I might go to the Bahamas and meet someone new. The AI didn't do that. That person might give me new insights in my life. That didn't happen to the AI. I will have new thoughts because of that experience than the AI had. So the AI will be frozen with whatever was my last published searchable content on the internet. If I have thoughts that I write down by hand and they're not on the internet,
right,
and I have enlightened ideas, the AI will not be able to track that.
I like what he's saying here because I think that's the point that we're making. Like if it's rote information or information that's already out there and you're just regurgitating it, you're screwed. But if you're adding complexity, if you're adding creativity, adding in new information and making copywriting better, collaborating and you're iterating, doing tasks with complexity that involves something that can be generated on the internet, you got a chance to make it. If you're not, you're f***ed.
On the back of my phone, Van Gogh's The Starry Night. Okay, you could tell AI to paint something in the style of Van Gogh of this scene, and they'll do it. But you can't tell AI to be Van Gogh in the first place.
Does it need to?
Yes.
Why?
Because that's the style that Van Gogh pioneered. This painting had not happened before he painted it, and his entire style of painting had not really happened. Yes, it's impressionist, but his is distinct. Is the AI going to give me something distinct that no one has happened yet that isn't aping anybody else's style? Maybe that day will come, and maybe we'll praise it, but that we're not there yet.
He's wrong again. You don't necessarily need, like, think about all the stuff, all the products that are created by Apple and all other companies, and then China comes in and just duplicates it and still makes a ton of money off of it. So it's not about the creation of the thing. Like Van Gogh died broke. So that's a horrible example. When you sit down and watch some of these videos and you think about the critical thinking, it's like, yo, that's a horrible example. Van Gogh died broke, but I tell you what, the people who bought Van Goghs and traded Van Goghs, commercialized Van Goghs and made it famous, those people made a ton of money. So yes, AI can definitely f you over, even if you create original art, if there's not once again, a complex system or creativity on how to commercialize this original idea that you have or that you're creating per se. So I totally disagree with Neil deGrasse Tyson on that point. It's not a good point. None of these experts are gonna save you. They don't know. Like they have no idea. All right, so 3 takeaways from this video. If what you're doing is mundane or rote and just based in a system, meaning that you could just pull data to get that result, AI most likely will replace your job. Next takeaway, humanness is super important. There needs to be collaboration and connection between you and the end user, meaning that you need to do what AI doesn't do. That is the iterative steps, the asking of questions, the complexity and the nuance that goes into helping solve problems, especially if you're in sales like myself. My last takeaway today is we're gonna quickly have to learn how to work with AI in order to recreate and redefine the tasks that we do in order to make money and thrive just in the future in general. If 50% of your job is going to be replaced with AI, then why are they paying you $200,000-$300,000? Your output's going to be minimized. So therefore, you need to learn to work with AI in order to still create a ton of value for said job and said role. And maybe that even requires combining multiple skill sets. That was it for this video. A little dire, but somebody needs to say it. Would love to know your thoughts. Which jobs you think AI is going to replace, when that's going to happen, and how do you feel about it? Until next time, see you in the next video.